We're not doing number one thing that we should be doing to be happy or to be productive or to actually get the game of life. And I am definitely the person who's still learning this, and it is so hard for me to rewire my brain that suddenly that is the solution, especially that I've been programmed for years that I have to keep on going and I have to non-stop do something. And everyone is doing that. There is two types of approaches. Either you're the person that you just gave up because it's just too overwhelming to catch up with everything, that you just decided, oh, I'm not playing this game, where you're actually still playing it, you just decide to go against it all, but you still have it in the back of your mind. Or you try to play this game like me, and then you just get burnout and exhausted and overwhelmed, because guess what? We're not supposed to be playing this game. But nowadays, the world and everything is so overstimulated that we are all in this trap, especially high achievers. And I'm trying to learn and teach myself to stop being like that, because I know it's not serving me. So this is my attempt to tell myself to stop sometimes and perhaps help others to realize that if you slow down for a second, you will actually speed up later on. For anyone new here, I'm Justina and I'm an occupational psychologist and empowerment coach, but I am definitely a high achiever, an ambitious person, and a doer. I have an idea and I want to do it now or do it all. And why not? I've always been disciplined and ambitious, and I wanted to add on my plate so many things, because why not? And when I'm in my best shape mentally, I can really juggle so many things, and so many things actually go well. Like, I am so efficient, I am so effective, I am so productive, and it just feels great. But there are days, and nowadays I do have them very, very often, that it's just such a struggle to do a basic thing. And when I try to relax, I still think about the things that I have to be doing, and that exhausts me mentally. So then I'm constantly exhausted, and I just dream about the moment when I will have absolutely nothing to do and I can just be the laziest person possible. But this moment never comes, because the moment I see that I've done something else, I'm thinking about what I can do something in advance, so then later on I have less work to do, but later on I have less work to do, I still add something in advance, and it's like never-ending story. So sometimes my body felt sick, because that's the only moment when I can allow myself to slow down, because of course I'm sick and I'm not feeling very well, and then I do have this excuse that I can sleep a little bit longer, that I can rest a little bit more because my body needs it. And it's not necessarily that my body needs it, it's more that my body knows that the moment it felt sick, this is the moment when I really can't ignore it. But when I'm not feeling well and exhausted mentally, that's just fine, I'll still keep on going. So my body knows what kind of weapon it needs to use for me to slow down. And recently I've been really a victim of that mental exhaustion and burnout, and trying to do it all and thinking like I will finally have some rest in a few months, and I tried to keep on going without actually sacrificing 1 or 2 days for doing absolutely nothing and not overscheduling anything during those days. And yesterday I had such a crisis that my partner just told me do absolutely nothing, even though I really wanted to do stuff, because I felt bad that if I don't do them I will kind of break a promise to myself. Because with high achievers it works the other way, that you don't really have a problem with doing the things that you set yourself up for, but sometimes you do have a problem with setting too many things and setting too many goals, and then when you try to achieve them. Sometimes you're burnout and overexhausted, and if you just cannot meet this impossible pile of responsibilities, then you just feel bad, like you kind of let yourself down. Whereas with procrastination and people who are not maybe that high achieving and they are more of a thinker type of a person, they procrastinate and they let down themselves anyway, but it's just so hard for them to get into that do it mode. And for high achievers is the other way around. So my partner told me that yesterday and today, it's literally today where I don't do anything and I should just take a rest, because I was so exhausted that I was waking up exhausted, and throughout the day, no coffee, no nothing could literally wake me up. And something miraculous happened, because I went for a nap, even though I planned to basically sleep for days. At least it felt this way, that I could just be sleeping for days because I was so exhausted. When I was trying to fall asleep, I had this battle with myself, trying to motivate myself. Let's wake up, let's do this, let's not waste time. And this is like a dialogue that I always have in my head, that dialogue saying that I should not be wasting the day, I should not be wasting my time, I should do more, let's just squeeze it so then tomorrow it will be lighter, but it never is. And I realized that this mental battle costs me so much. That's why I don't have energy. I might not be doing anything physically, and I might be getting, 10 hours of sleep, 8 hours, 9, 11, how much you want. And I eat the healthiest food ever, and I get my sun, and I get my walks, and I get my exercises, and it still doesn't help me because I have this mental inner battle. And the moment I decided that I will just let it go yesterday during my nap, I decided that I will just let it go, and if I need those 2 days of resting, I will give it to myself, because I do deserve it, and there is just no way to be productive in this state anyway. I slept actually just 2 hours and I woke up refreshed. It was like a miracle. The moment when I just stopped battling with myself, I regained all the energy, because finally I was not consuming this energy to fight with myself about all the things I should be doing, but I'm not doing them because I don't have energy. Sometimes this moment when you know how many things you need to do and you're thinking, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, but then after doing that I will have to do other things, and you already know that it's such a never-ending story, that even after that it will be shit anyway, because you need to do this and you need to do that, and after that it will be a shitty day and a shitty week because you have to do this and that, and every day you need to do, or you need to take care of this aspect of life or that aspect of life. Like, you need to be on top of the things and you need to do it all. And I think the problem with access to social media and FOMO, fear of missing out, and the ability that we could be doing actually it all, the problem is that we could be doing it all, but we don't have to, and we shouldn't be doing it all at the same time. And when you're a high achiever, I think it's so hard to understand that, because when you're on top of the things, you really feel like you are on top of the things and you are unstoppable and you could do more and more, and then you're bringing so many things on your plate that for me it's so hard to understand why I would take certain things off the plate. And my partner is the opposite. He likes to be chill and really enjoy the moment, and my thinking is very future focused, that when he asks me, why aren't you taking certain things off your plate, I really don't get it. Like, I literally look at him that I want to murder him because he cannot understand it, and then I know that I really cannot understand it. Like, what do you mean just take things off your plate? Like, I am putting all those responsibilities because I want to do them all, and I know I can, and I want to be this way, and I want to be doing it all, but then I'm not doing myself justice because I can't really keep up with this, and then I'm kind of like slowly destroying myself, because I might be on top of the things for a while, but if I of course don't rest from time to time, then I cannot keep on going this way for long. But I still want to keep on going this way because, I believe that everything is possible, and it's just in my mind, and I just can push my limits, and I feel like the limits are limitless, if that makes sense. And I'm also in my 20s, so I feel like because I see other people doing this and then the other people doing that and then the other people doing that, I'm thinking that I can be doing it all. Why won't I try everything? Especially if I have access to social media, I can see, I can compare myself, I can see how many things I could be doing, and I know what's optimal for me, that I really want to be the most optimal person ever, and I bring all those aspects at once. And I used to say that you can have it all but not everything at once, and I forgot about it. I forgot about it for months now, that I will get it all, just not everything at once. And sometimes, and especially nowadays, I really struggle with slowing down and enjoying the process, enjoying the moment, and appreciating what's in front of me, that this is the part of the journey. This is the part of my life that I should be enjoying, because if I'm all the time thinking about the future, then I'm missing out the present, and it doesn't last forever. And then I will wake up in 10 years and I will be where all those years went missing. So I want this to be a reminder that I think this is totally normal and healthy to be overwhelmed and overstimulated by the things that the world or social media or people around bring out there, and then we think about it or do them or obsess about them, or maybe we want to compare ourselves or our life to other lives or to other things that we could be doing, and then we either try to overwork ourselves or we just ditch this game and not participate at all, because we like extremes. And these are two extremes. Either you do it at all and you're just so burnt out and you're just sick of it, or later on maybe you're just sick of it and then you just decide to quit the game and not participate in any of this madness at all. But I think everyone struggles with that. Not only if you are a high achiever, although I think that high achievers struggle with it all the time and they need a constant reminder, which I hope that I'm giving it to you as much as I'm giving or trying to give it to myself, that I should just slow down sometimes. And if I take 1 day rest or 2 days rest in a row, it's not going to matter. The world is not going to disappear, but I will feel much better. Even for those 2 hours where I just stop thinking about all the things that I could be doing or I should be doing because I'm wasting my time. Those 2 hours were literally life-saving, and they gave me so much energy, which was basically like a miracle, because I've been sleeping for like 10 hours per day and I was so tired until I finally stopped battle with myself and I took those 2 hours of nap, and now I'm actually really energetic, which is extremely surprising because I just stopped consuming the energy on my internal battle. So I want this to be a reminder that we are all in this overloaded and overstimulated life and world, and sometimes you just need to take a break. Just be super ignorant and ignore everything what's around you for 1 day or 2 days per week, or how many days you want, how often you can, because it is so crucial for you to recharge the batteries. And it's not only about the physical burnout or overexhaustion, it's also about the mental thing that sometimes we don't notice, or sometimes we lie to ourselves that we're fine, let me just do this and that and that and that, and I like to be so busy and I like to be so efficient, I like to be so effective, and I like doing it all, especially when people tell me like, wow, how are you doing it all? But the answer is, I'm doing it all because I'm so freaking exhausted all the time and I don't allow myself to rest, which is not really a good way of honoring myself or honoring my life or living in the presence. So I think sooner or later it will basically might even kill me until somebody will remind me, like my partner the other day, that I just have to take rest. And especially in the moments when I don't really have a set schedule, or you're an influencer or freelancer or entrepreneur, or you can work remotely and flexibly, these are the moments where you set up your schedule. So if you don't put aside some time for yourself and for resting, you might end up doing it all the time. When you were going to school, you had few months off, and that was the time when you always had time off. Or sometimes if you have an office job, during the weekends, this is the time when people slow down a little bit, or they just take care of other things than just working. But if your schedule is flexible, then it's your responsibility to put some time aside for yourself and for the things you enjoy, because you may end up doing it all and you will not enjoy anything at all. So I hope that reminded you to take some rest. Definitely reminded me to take some rest and just slow down and remember that world is not going to fall apart if you're unavailable for one day. But let me know in the comments, how often do you have me days? Or how often do you take a break? Or how often do you end up doing it all to the point of exhaustion, and then maybe sometimes someone reminds you that you need to slow down? I would love to hear your thoughts, so share them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, not to miss my next video. And I'll see you in the next video.